Smile for the camera. Today we're going to talk about the southern border wall and the need for it here in America. According to the Department of Homeland Security, there were 12 million illegal immigrants living in the United States of America, which is 3.3 to 3.7% of the population of the United States. Mexicans make up 55% of the illegal immigration here in the United States. There are around 397,000 illegal immigrants apprehended at the southern border in 2018. By building a wall along the southern border, we can decrease the number of illegal immigrants in the United States, which will help us to reduce the national debt, as many of these undocumented immigrants are on federal programs like welfare and will decrease crime committed by illegal immigrants. We will be discussing if it is necessary and cost-effective for the United States to fund and build a wall on the southern border. We will also discuss the effects this wall could have on the United States and its citizens. To begin, the number of illegal immigrants coming into the United States is a staggering 12 million at this moment. When we look at the overwhelming number of illegal immigrants coming into the United States, we as Americans should be outraged. According to the Department of Defense, there are over 12 million illegal immigrants in the United States today. These people, though some are good, there are also the bad, and with those come bad illegal immigrants is drugs, crime, and murders of law-abiding American citizens. We as Americans should be outraged, and we as Americans should be able to stop this by building a wall. A wall is one way to stop illegal aliens from entering our country. By building this wall, we will be able to stop them from climbing the wall or just barely walking over the line. According to a study conveyed in Arizona, undocumented immigrants are at least 146% more likely to be convicted of a crime than other Arizonians. Now, of course, that is just in Arizona. They have not done a national study on it, which does need to be conducted before we do build this, but they are looking into it at this time, and they will. That is a staggering difference, and if the number is that high in Arizona, if that number is that high nationwide, we're going to have a huge problem here in the United States. 146% more likely to commit a crime is just unbearable. Now I'll discuss some census figures. According to the census figures, 87% of illegal immigrants are on welfare or some form of public assistance program. Programs which are taxpayer funded, which everyone in the United States that is here legally has to pay for them. We're trying to get them on their feet for people who came here illegally. That should not be right. These programs are out in place to help Americans who are here legally, who are legal citizens of the United States, so they can get back on their feet, not fund illegal aliens who entered this country illegally. We have laws put in place for a reason, to keep the bad people out of our country. That is why immigrants have to go through screenings and background checks to make sure they are safe and suitable for our country. As taxpayers in the United States, we should all be outraged that someone who came to this country illegally took our hard-working American jobs and is now collecting our hard-earned money that the government takes from us in taxes. It is time we take a stand and say no more illegal immigrants taking our money on welfare. We need to take a stand, and by building a wall on our southern border and taking back control of these people flooding into our country, we can slow down illegal immigration rates. We can also slow down them taking our money and our tax dollars. If we reduce the number of illegal immigrants coming in, we can reduce the number of illegal immigrants on welfare. We can save money from them not collecting our hard-earned tax dollars. We could use that money that we save to fund schools, roads, airports, and more important aspects that America needs to be focused on than someone who chooses to break the law and come to America illegally and get away with it. They have been getting away with this for too long. It is time for the American people to put our foot down and say this is enough. So knowing that hardworking tax-paying citizens are paying for illegal aliens to enter our country and get a free start now, we need to decide what we, as legal citizens, are going to do about it. Building a wall that our president has proposed needs to be a big part of our plan to stop illegal immigration, and by building this wall, we can drastically reduce the number of illegal aliens crossing the border. All the while, when building the wall, we could be providing jobs to thousands of Americans and change the immigration laws for years to come. As said by Charles Krauthammer, it's hard to understand opposition to a wall. It's the most vulnerable and reliable way to keep people out. Also, the wall will bring about changes to our immigration system that could help legal Americans thrive. The wall could bring about changes to our immigration, like requiring most businesses to belong to E-Verify, which is a government system that allows employers to check on the immigrant status of potential workers, and create a path to legality for the estimated 12 million undocumented immigrants. But that being said, it doesn't look promising as much of Congress does not agree, as Republicans want the wall and Democrats do not. But in the end, what we need is a wall, and that will help us change immigration forever. Immigration changes will be based off the wall just because that is the focal point right now in our society. This wall will help us stop crime in our great United States of America too. The people who are slain by undocumented immigrants is a tragedy all Americans should rally behind. When someone who is in this country illegally is slain by someone who isn't here legally, that is just wrong. We should all be outraged. No one should have to die if they're here in America legally. By building a wall, we can stop these people that are coming in and hurting legal citizens. We can stop them, and we can stop those people from coming in. Then we really need to look into building this wall. No one should feel unsafe in America, especially feeling unsafe about undocumented illegal aliens who shouldn't be here in the first place. A wall will stop these people from coming in, and a wall is what we need to be built to secure not only our southern border, but to reassure the American people that America stands with them and will protect them. To conclude, the wall on the southern border needs to be built. We have over 12 million illegal immigrants here in the United States that are putting a burden on American taxpayers. We have over 397,000 illegal immigrants coming across the southern border every year. And every year, with more and more illegal immigrants coming across the border, we as taxpayers are paying the price for them to succeed in our country, as more than 87% of those illegal immigrants are on welfare, which is paid for by taxpayers. And with these 397,000 illegal immigrants come people who come to our lands and commit crimes and murder people. And while not all of the people may be bad, they all are committing a crime and breaking the law by entering our country illegally. No legal American should ever be murdered by someone who is in our country illegally. By building this wall, we can put thousands of Americans to work, and in turn that will also help our economy and our people. We as Americans need to step up and put our foot down when it comes to political schemes to sabotage our safety. And for the safety of all Americans in this country, we need to build a wall on the southern border. These are proposed wall designs that they're currently deciding which one they want to build. And this is two young girls that were murdered by an illegal immigrant here in the United States of America.